Up, everybody? It's your boy Dev Paul. We back and we live for episode 2 of season 3 of the Dev Paul Show. We have the one and only Kasief Edwards here today. What's up, bro? How you feeling, man?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Not much, man. Listen, everyone on social media has been craving and trying to figure out how do we get in this vending machine business. You know, we see it all around the world. We see it around the city of Philadelphia, and we see it all over social media, the vending biz. You know, my man been all over social media doing interviews, basically giving game to us youth and older people about how we can invest in this vending machine business. So we are here today at the Navy Yard at one of his locations as he's putting some of his products inside the vending machine. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Listen, bro, I was gonna ask you a question, man. I'm gonna get right into it, man. Like, vending machine, like, what made you get into a vending machine business?
Well, honestly, man, it was a number of different factors. The first thing was I was really looking for a way to get into real estate.
Okay.
All right, but I had the means to get into the real estate in terms of my credit,
Okay.
and even like cash wise, I didn't really have enough. But the more so was the credit. So I was more so looking to invest into something that it could help me save money because I wasn't saving enough while working, and then so I could pay off some of my debt, so my credit can go up, and I can take some cash and put it into real estate. So that's initially, how it started and why I started.
Okay, so I was like looking at some of your interviews, and I just came across you saying that you seen ladies or a lady in a lunchroom or a recreation center, you know, doing what you're doing right now. And like, what motivated you or fascinated you? Like,
so I mean, the part that fascinated me with that is, so when I was younger, I played basketball, and we would have practice at this rec center. I think it was called I think it was Finley.
Okay.
I think it was Finley Recreation Center. But we would have practice at the rec center every weekend. It was on Sundays. And every Sunday, we'll go in there, do our practice, and then everybody would come out to the Gatorade machine and get a Gatorade.
okay.
And then around the same time, a lady would be coming in and restocking the machine and taking all the money out.
Right.
So I would sit there and watch her and be like, to see like the amount of money she would take out. Like, damn, I wonder how much that is.
Right.
Like, then I started paying attention to it, and I started thinking of it from more of a, even though I didn't know it at that time, from more of a investor's mindset,
Okay.
versus this like thinking of it from more of a consumer's mindset. Because I was like, I see this person using, I see that person, and after we leave, these people come in, and
Right.
these people come in. Like, so I was like, a lot of people got to be using that machine.
Right.
So it kind of stuck with me. I didn't do anything with it at that time. I really wasn't interested in doing it at that time, but it was like, I noticed it and it stuck with me. Then later on in life, when I want to invest in something, it popped back up into my head.
Okay. Now, with that being said, did you have any mentors or anyone like point you in the right direction other than you seeing her do it?
Kinda. It was more so. I'm gonna throw some stuff in here.
Do you think, man? Do you think?
So it was more so. I went for it. I was trying to find information online about how to start, about where to get the machines from, how to do this, how to do that, and I really couldn't find anything.
Okay.
I found a little bit of information and it wasn't making sense. One thing I found said the vending machine averaged like $20 a month, something like that. But I know that wasn't real because I seen a lady taking the money out of the machine. That was
Right.
way more than $20.
$20,
Like,
right.
she did it every time I was in there. I was
Right.
in there every weekend.
Right.
Like, so I'm like, nah, that's not it. Like,
Right.
so basically, when I actually want to start, I was looking for info, couldn't find any, so I just kind of started on my own and kind of poking around. I ended up finding a company that placed the machines for you
Okay.
in a soju machine.
I did see you say that now. You said they had told you about a machine that they said would fit at a location.
Right.
And it didn't fit at that location.
Right.
And they had to reimburse you and things of that sort.
Right. So basically, yeah. So they told me that they've been in the business for 20 years and they were 100% sure that this machine would fit into this spot. So,
Okay.
but one thing I noticed when I actually went to go check out the location, which it was a good spot, it was a hotel downtown. So I'm like, oh great, that should be a real good spot.
Right.
But when I seen where they wanted it, it didn't look like it would fit. Even with the situation we got here, we gave them measurements.
Okay.
Right, so this is all measured out prior to us even, bringing the machines in here.
Okay.
So when I was looking at the space where they wanted the machine, I'm like, ain't no machine gonna fit right there.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking in my head. But what do I know? I haven't done anything yet. Like, so I told them how I felt. They said no, they got it. I said okay. They ended up and this company was in Maryland.
Okay.
So they ended up driving like 2 hours over here, bring the machine, got it, had to go up steps, got it up the steps. It didn't fit where it was supposed to go.
Wow.
And then they had to take it all the way back, and then they gave me my money back for that. So,
and what's the name?
That was
If
my
you don't mind me
first-
asking, can you like
the
share
name of that company?
Yeah.
Shermco.
Shermco?
Shermco, yeah, man.
Okay.
They are a good company though. For anybody want to, mess with them, they have good, machines and things like that. But
Okay.
that situation just didn't work out.
Okay, now let's see. Let me ask you this. Now, let's say, for example, you got someone, right, that's really interested in investing their money, and they try to make, a lot of money, like basically residual income, passive income, all that extra stuff, right? They don't know what to do, but they want to invest in a machine. Do they have to have a license or anything, or they can just purchase a machine and they just basically have to find a location?
Yeah.
Or it goes more than that.
It depends, and even the double back on the mentor part. I know after that phase, I stopped and started doing candy machines, and then I met somebody who kind of helped me out because he was an older black guy,
Okay.
and everybody else in the business at that time that I had met was like older white dudes.
Okay.
So when he seen what I was doing, he kind of stepped in, helped me out, and that's kind of how I learned a lot. And then I met somebody else who had $1 million vending machine company, and that's where I learned like a whole lot, like from him, which is my guy over in Pinnacle.
Okay.
Yeah, Pinnacle.
Yeah, so but back to the question. Let's say, for example, you have someone's interested in the vending machine. Like, I want to get into a vending machine business, but I don't know what to do. Now, let's say I have $2,000 to invest. Like, do you think that's enough to start up a machine or a business?
I started off with $1,200. Like, so it's all going to depend on the location itself. If you get something smaller like a barbershop or something like that, you don't necessarily need an LLC. You don't necessarily need insurance and this and that and the third. If you get a larger location like this,
Right.
they're going to want you to have your insurance. They're going to check your paperwork,
Okay.
and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Like, it's also a website. Like, you go to Philly.gov, you could bid on contracts. You could bid on vending contracts. You could bid on construction contracts. You could bid on whatever type of contract, cleaning contracts. That's provided through the city, through the state, depending on which site you go on. And but in order to get those contracts, you gotta be official. So if you're trying to start off on a higher level, then
Right.
you want to have all your paperwork in order. But if you just want to start like a barbershop or something simple, you can kind of get a feel for it just by getting the machine in there, and you're not gonna need all that paperwork.
Okay, now let's say, for example, you do start off at a barbershop and all of a sudden you're really starting to get interested in this field and you want to expand to a location like this. How would you take the steps on getting insurance and things in that sort?
So basically, once you get your foot in the door, let's say even if you just want to start off from the rip with insurance and things, you can call any commercial insurance company and they'll be able to tell you exactly what you need to get your business insurance. So it's not even just going to be insurance on the machines; it's going to be business insurance. So usually it will cover the machines. It's going to cover your laptop if you got a business vehicle, so on and so forth.
Okay.
All right. Then usually I say it might be something like $200 for the year. It's not usually a whole lot, but it depends on what you have and how much you have.
And when you say what you have, that's as far as the products.
Yeah, like as far as like the machines, if you have a whole lot of equipment, then it's gonna cost more, of course.
Okay.
If you have like a fancy car, or this certain type of laptop, you got all Apple products or whatever it may be, it's gonna cost more. But if
Right.
it's if it's not all that, and you don't have a lot of stuff, then it's not gonna cost as much.
Okay.
Because it's also different levels of insurance, just like with cars and anything else. You can get liability, or you can get like everything covered.
Full coverage.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know you still got orders to put in. So just asking, now you say you started off with 1,200 and things and that sort. Would you recommend people to buy a refurbished or used machine versus a new machine? Because you said it can range anywhere from between 900 to about higher.
Yeah, so my first one was 900,
Okay.
and that was a refurbished machine. That was actually used. It wasn't even refurbished. So
Okay.
it was a used machine, and I ain't had no issues with it. I feel like that was just luck.
Okay.
And the guy I bought it from was a pretty solid dude. He was good with the machine, so I got lucky with that. Now, I would recommend getting refurbished over new, because the refurbished machines are going, like, all these are refurbished.
Okay.
So your refurbished machines are going to cost about $1,500 a piece.
Okay.
Right, but they still have the same stuff that the newer machines have, like the brand new machine, just like the card reader and different sensors or whatever, so the stuff doesn't get stuck.
Right.
Which is like features that the new machines have, but you can also put them on refurbished machines, but and the machines cost a lot cheaper. Okay. So like I said, the refurbished one's going to be around 1,500, 200, 2,000. Okay. New machines start off at like 4,000, go up to like 10,000, depending on the type of machine that you're using.
Right.
So I think it's best is to start off with a refurbished machine. And another benefit of having it refurbished is they'll come with a warranty. Okay. Like, so usually if you buy them from a distributor, you'll have like a 90-day, at minimum like a 30-day warranty. Right. Versus if you buy it off of a person like I did to start, you're not going to get a warranty. And if anything goes wrong, it's just on you. You got to figure it out. Right. Versus if something go wrong when you get it from a distributor, you know, they'll come out and fix it and show you what to do. Because at the end of the day, distributors make their money off of selling vending machines. Okay. So they're going to want you to do good, right, so you can come back and buy more machines. Okay.
Makes sense. I'm going off of you saying the refurbished machines versus the new machines. For example, I noticed that you said that you have card readers on these machines. They cost about $400 or whatever the case may be. I think that's a good investment because a lot of people don't even have cash on them, coins on them, and things of that sort. Now, by you doing that, did you feel as though it was a smarter idea for you to put these card readers on old machines versus you just buying a brand new machine? Is it more compatible?
Yeah, so in order to put the card readers on there, sometimes like this machine is older, but it had a spot for the card reader already. So all we had to do was literally like pop that spot out and put that card reader on there. If you look at that machine over this side, right, that one we had to drill on there, and we had to change the board. So it's like a circuit board in there. You change the circuit board, you can easily just at that point it has an extension on it. You can easily just drill that on there and then plug it into the extension. Okay. And even though it's an older machine, it has the newer, you know, like features inside now.
I have a question now with the card reader opposed to you receiving the change in the cash.
That's often requested too. Like, so that's another reason we always put them on there. People ask for them.
Okay. So you just don't make the assumption. You just basically.
Yeah. Now in the past, I will say though, in the past, when I first started, nobody was using card readers. And it's more so a thing now because I think we're getting, as a society, we're getting away from using cash more and more and more as time goes on.
Thanks. And with that being said, with the card readers, as far as you receiving your payments, are they directly like going to your account, or is it going to a PayPal, or how are you receiving that?
So with the card reader, they'll actually be when you get the card reader, you actually have to set up an account with that company. So that's NIAX. These are NIAX readers. That's the main one I use. So when you sign up for the card reader, they'll send you a packet. You have to fill out that packet. You have to put your bank information on there. Okay. And what's going to happen is you have to choose a payout date. So all the transactions prior to your payout date will go to your NIAX account. Okay. And then whatever in your NIAX account on that payout date will be deposited into your personal bank account or your business bank account. Okay. How do you set it up?
All right. What is the number one thing people can do wrong when they purchase a vending machine without having knowledge of what to do?
The thing I see most commonly done, I would say, is buying the machine before you got your location. Okay. Right, and then trying to do too much with the machine. This is the craziest thing I've seen. I've seen it more than once. I've seen somebody buy the machine, right? And these machines are heavy. They hard to move around. Like, you know, so I've seen somebody buy the machine, and then, you know, we have a storage facility, like, so where we keep all the machines at. So, so instead of keeping the machine in the storage, they wanted to take it home. Why? I don't know. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but that's just something. That's what people do. They want to take it home, I guess, to show the people that they have it, or maybe surprise somebody with it, or whatever. Mm-hmm. But at that point, like, you're playing around with it, it could get messed up. Okay. Like, so with that situation, the machine ended up getting messed up. They got stuck, and then they broke the lock, and they couldn't get the lock, and they couldn't get the key out, and it was so they lost their investment. Like, long story short, they lost their investment by taking it home. Like, there was no reason for you to take it home, and it was really. And you really want to wait until you actually get the location before you buy the machine anyway, because the location will determine the type of machine you need, like based off of foot traffic and based off of size. Right. So certain types of machines have to go in spaces based off of the size you have available, the size the location has available. Right. And that goes for doorways, like you see that door off over there? Mm-hmm. that door had to come off in order for these machines to get in.
Okay.
So when I first got this location, I measured out the doorway. But as you can see, it's a new building. They're still doing construction. They changed the doorway before I got the machines in. So I'm like, hell, it's not gonna fit now.
Right.
So they took the door off and we slid them in here.
Okay.
But luckily for me, I've been in other situations where I had to take the whole machine apart to get it in there, and everybody's not gonna know how to do that
like this. And this not even taking it apart. This is
not
just opening
right,
it.
This is open. But I've had like take the whole door off and do all that, and everybody's not gonna know how to do that. I've been doing this for a long time, so I know how to mess with them. But if you're just getting started, you're not gonna know how to take that machine apart and put it back together just to get it in the door. Right. Like, so what you want to do is, get your location, measure out the doorway, measure out where it's gonna go, and that's gonna help you determine when you go over to the place to buy the machine. You can get them those measurements, get them those dimensions, and they'll be able to tell you what machines they have that fit those dimensions, that can fit through the door, that can fit in that spot. And on top of that, you don't want to put a small machine with a little, like, I just told you I was at this location last week and all this stuff is sold out. Right? I'm here with all this stuff. Mm-hmm. Next time I come back in a couple days, it's going to be sold out again. Right? So if I were to put, this holds like a couple hundred drinks. Mm-hmm. Right? So let's say if I put a combo machine in here. A combo machine only holds 100 snacks, only holds 100 drinks. Okay. That's it. Like, so if I were to put that in here, then I would have to come here every day. Like, because it's going to keep running out. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be aware of the foot traffic that's in that facility, and along with the measurements and the dimensions and different things like that, because that's the factors that's important when it comes to selecting the type of machine you want to be using.
Okay, now as far as the pricing goes, you make your own price up or no?
Yeah, you can make the price whatever you want to do.
Yeah, like for example, I had a friend of mine just wanted to know this question, like, do you pay a month for the spot that you're at, or is it like a contract and things and answer, or it depends?
It all depends. So,
like, I know, for example, they ain't gonna be like, all right, look, hey, yo, Chief, come on in, bro. I want you to start making all this money off of me, and I'm not making nothing. Like, how is that? Like,
no, they do that.
Wow.
It depends.
I hope y'all listening. Like,
that's what this situation is, right? Because I got told you before. All the stuff in this machine is free. Like, so. But essentially, it's not just benefiting me; it's benefiting them, because now their staff get the products for free. And this is a competitive company, right? So they want to edge over their competition. So their edge over the competition is, we got free coffee and we got free vending machines. Right. So now the staff is like, oh, cool, I ain't got to pay for no snacks, I ain't got to pay for no coffee. Right. I don't have to go anywhere to get my stuff. I don't have to drive 15 minutes away to the store. Right. I can get whatever I need for free. Right. That gives you the next step over the next company. But honestly, that's not like that most of the time. Okay. But you do have situations where that's what that situation is. And on top of that, usually if you have to pay for, like pay to be in a account, it's usually like 10%. Like, so if you make $1,000, that month, you pay them $100. Okay. So it's something like that. But most of the time, it's more so they want the service for the benefit of their staff, their clients, or their customers, whatever it may be, to keep them happy. Right. Okay. So even when I'm getting a location, I'm making sure that's my focal point when I'm sitting there and talking with them on an initial, in our initial meeting, when I'm talking with them, discussing whether I'm putting the machine in.
Okay, now let's say, for example, you go to a local recreation center, or you go to a library, or go to a barbershop and things of that sort, and you notice that there's no vending machine in there. So you just would go up to the owner and say, hey, are you interested in having a vending machine in here? Like, how do you find the right location, or a location in general? Because I noticed that you, for those that don't know, on the Vending Bizz page, he gives tips on how to find the locations these spots, or look at the vending machines at.
I would say if you're going to approach just a regular, situation, like a regular accountant trying to get a location, usually you're approaching with like your business card and a proposal. Like, the proposal is basically what you're offering up. Like, so it's going to be real information about yourself, real information about your business, and whatever it is that you're offering. You got it. It could be pictures of products, price points, whatever. That's going to be in the proposal. So if I was seeing a spot that I was interested in, I usually approach them with a proposal with my card so they can contact me. But if I'm just like looking for a location, it's different ways. You can use a method called cold calling, which is basically you calling around at different places. Websites is important. Like, so we get a lot of leads from our website. Like, so if you got a website with good search engine optimization, which is like what makes it like rank high, you can get leads like that. You can get leads by doing mass emails, direct mail. Like it's a lot of different ways. But it's one of the best things to do is to get in good with construction companies, getting good with property management companies, because these guys are constantly putting up new buildings or taking over the management of new buildings. So if you offer them something like a referral fee and say, hey, if you know of any new buildings going up, I'll give you $150, $200 referral fee.
Right.
If I get the contract, it's yours.
Okay.
So that's another one too. You gotta build a rapport, start building relationships, networking. Networking is major. Like you really get into a lot. I got into this account networking. I got into a lot of my other bigger accounts networking.
Okay. I also wanted to ask you, like, typically, different machines bring in different amounts of money, of course, a month. Now, like, typically, with this machine, right here, the snack machine, how much would you typically say that could bring you in a month?
Snack machines?
Yeah, opposed to your drink machine. Because I know the drinks don't go for more.
Yeah, drink machines actually do a lot more. Not a lot. They usually do more than snack machines.
Right.
On average, I would say a vending machine averages, this one's probably a little more, but averages like $500 per machine. So this account is bigger, like, so that one's probably close to like 1,000, but
okay. This is a month.
Yeah,
okay.
Usually it's like 500 per machine.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so something like this will be around the same. These ones typically do more because they flash and
okay.
people can see the product.
See it, right.
And I think for whatever reason that increases sales.
Yeah.
And these ones usually cost more too. So that drink machine might usually cost around $1,500.
Okay.
This is a Vendo. Vendo is a good brand, so anybody wondering. And this one, is an auto drop. So these ones usually cost around $2,500. So, but they usually have higher sales.
Okay.
Right, let's say you got this product right here.
Right.
Let's say this thing sells out every time you put it in there.
Okay.
Like, boom, when you put it in there, it's going. And then you just stop putting it in there.
Right.
Now your sales is going to go down because you're not giving the people what they want. Yep. So I'll see that all the time. So they might have a certain type of product in there, and they pushing it in there, and they switch it up, and then the sales go down, or they're just not doing a good job of listening to what the people are telling them they want.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not putting in there what they want, it's not going to sell.
Right.
But that's the biggest thing.
Then do you think people do that because of the fact that it may cost more in the stores now, or they just being lazy?
I don't even think it's being lazy. I just think it's like knowing the difference. Honestly, for me, myself, I've done it myself.
Right.
Like, but it took me a while to realize I was doing it. Initially, when I would get products, I would just get whatever I thought was good. Let me break it down like this. So if we take I don't know, this machine. Take this machine. Same products in there, right? We move this to a barbershop.
Okay.
Now my prices are at $1.75 for a Gatorade, $1 for water, something like that, right?
I see what you're saying.
Now if I take the same machine, bring it into a hotel, all right, now it's $2 for a Gatorade, it's $1.25 for water. Okay. Same product, same machine, but the demographics change. Now I take that same machine, put it in the airport. Now it's $3 for a Gatorade and $1.50 for water. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it really just depends on the demographics of the situation, and it depends on how much the products cost you.
Okay.
Because these cost like 60 cents per bottle. At least where I get them from, it's like 60 cents or less. So you want to at least double your money. So I'm gonna charge at least $1.25 at minimum. Right. You good.
Yeah,
so at minimum. So you anywhere about that, it's just more profit. But you want to at least double your money. Like, so no matter what the products are, everything doesn't have the market value to be able to be doubled. But when you can double it. And other things will have higher market values. Like, for example, those cheeses, those Lance crackers right there. Those only cost like 15 cents per Lance cracker. Those sell well when you sell them for $1. You sell them for $1.25 sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? So your profit margin will be higher on that type of product. But that's something you have to pay attention to, because you want to be getting a return or a profit margin of around 60% overall. But in order to do that, you have to know how much each product is, how much profit is in each product. So when I'm putting stuff in there, I'm not just putting it in there because they asked for it, although that is the main reason. Right. I'm putting it in there too because it's profitable. Right. So it might be some stuff they like, it ain't that profitable, but I still put it in there, like candy bars. Candy bars ain't that profitable. right? But I still put them in there because they sell good.
Right.
But that's why I mix it in with other stuff that I know still sells okay, but it will have a higher profit margin.
Okay, makes sense. Now I noticed that you have classes online that you offer. Like you elaborate on that. Like what do these classes consist of? Or these courses consist of?
Yeah, so the classes online basically consist of this step-by-step process needed to get started successfully. Anybody can jump into the game. I jumped into the game without knowing, what I was doing really.
Right.
Anybody can go out there and just get started. You don't need a class to get started, but it's just beneficial to have a book or a class or any way you can obtain more information. So when you're getting started on the right foot versus this going out there blind. You kind of learn from other people's mistakes.
Okay. So how many vending machines would you say you have?
It varies. Like, so I keep it around 30. Like, so it's gonna go up, it's gonna go down. I don't like it going past that point because I want to keep it self-managed. I don't want to have to hire anybody.
Okay.
So I don't like dealing with staff. I was in management for some years, and I don't like dealing with too many staff. So if I can avoid staff, I avoid staff. Like, so. And it's also advice I got from my guy. My guy does probably $2 million, something like that with his machines. He has a real big company, like so. But he has a lot of staff.
Is this the one you talking about one of your mentors?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So, but he has a lot of staff, like so. He always said, use as little staff as you can because it's going to equal you being able to keep more of the money, and then on top of that, saving more time. Because once you grow past a certain point, you have to get a warehouse, you have to get a whole bunch of other things, and then it's becomes more of a job than you want it to be. But I like to keep mine around 30. So sometimes when I get to that point, I usually sell off a lower earning location, or I lease it out. I do something with it. So I'll try not to manage more than that. Now with the call readers and whatnot, it makes it easier because they have software that tells me when the machines need to be filled and what I need to bring with me and all that type of stuff. Okay.
I also heard you say that it had a sensor like that prevents it getting stuck and things and that sort.
Yeah, top sensors and different things like that.
Drops, things of that sort. How do you feel like being like motivated and inspired by that? I mean, people being inspired and motivated by you and things and that sort. You got over 200 and something real followers on Instagram, not no fake pages. Like real followers, man. How do that make you feel?
Made me feel great, man, because honestly, I'm really helping a lot of people, and I know it wasn't. And sometimes, I be in it so much, and sometimes it takes somebody else to see some stuff. Like, so I had a board with all of the current people I was finding a location for, and it was like a lot of people on the board. Like it might have been like 50 names, or 60 names, or something like that.
Right.
My guy was like, damn, like you helping all those people find spots. I'm like, yeah. Like, but I was just writing it down up there. I never really realized how many it actually was, and that was only at that time. Before I hope way more than that. Like really, like so. And then even on top of that, when I walk through the malls and then I walk through certain spots, I'll see these machines and I know, like I talked to this person. Like I know I helped them set this joint up or whatever. Even when I was in the mall yesterday. Like, so I was like, I seen 2 machines in there that I was associated with. I was like, damn, like, but it's crazy, but it feels good because I know I'm helping people get to where they trying to go, whatever their financial goal is,
So let's say for example, like you got someone that's working a 9 to 5 like me, and you have goals as well. Like how people try to find different ways of income, like getting another job and that sort. Do you feel like just getting a vending machine or 1 or 2 can like help you achieve that goal, or it can be other ways?
I tell you what, when we was working together, I got my first machine. I know. Remember, I was talking to you about it.
Listen, that's facts, yo. So hold on real quick before you go. This is a real, inspiring story right here, man. For real, like me and him was working at a facility, and I remember him. I think he was actually on the verge of leaving the job, if I'm not mistaken. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm out here grinding, man. I'm actually trying to start this business up, things and that sort." And look at him now. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, you gotta like basically say the truth. Believe in yourself and things and that sort. But you can elaborate what you about to say, man.
So even when we was working together and all that, I started off with one location. I really didn't even want the location because I was like I said, I was doing after that situation fell with the initial setup with that company that over in Maryland, Sherco. I started doing candy machines. I was doing little gumball machines, whatever. super easy. I was getting like $1,000 a month. I had 20 something machines. All I had to do was go there once. I go to every joint once a month. That was it.
You said off a little gumball machines.
Little gumball machines. Like that's I'm like this sweet. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was saving money. I had some money, you know, do some shit with it. I'll save the rest. But then my guy was like, you know, get a soda machine. I'm like, nah, I ain't dealing with that again.
Yeah.
Like, but I ended up doing it. And then what I earned from that soda machine, and then I ended up putting a snack machine in there with it, was more than, it wasn't more, but it was matching what I was getting for that work. So I'm like, hold on, man, that's...
You talking about work, like 9 to 5?
Yeah, right. But I was getting from where we was working.
Right.
So I'm like, it was just literally almost the same thing. I'm like, damn.
And that's working by itself.
Right, and it was only one location. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, if I get more, you know, I'm a lead.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So I ended up getting another spot, which was Ep.2, and then I got another spot. I got an apartment complex, and then at that point, I'm like, I'm out. Like, you know, and I left. But then what ended up happening was the main spot that I got shut down. The Ep.2 is, you know, it's a high school that's seasonal.
Oh, as soon as
I had to go back to work. And I, you know, and I went back to work, and I rebuilt, and then I rebuilt stronger. And then the second time when I left, I knew I was good because I had more stuff out there, like, so it wasn't dependent so much on one or two spots.
It's not bad, man. So let me ask you, are you still working 9 to 5? Or you?
Nah, I left that life a long time ago.
That's what's up, man. For real love. I just want to wrap up the interview, man. The boy Dev Hall, Kasief Edwards, you know, the vending biz, you know, King's Vending Company. Anything you want to let the audience know?
I think we pretty much touched on it all, man. You know, if you're interested in getting started in the business, you know, you can check us out on our page. We got a lot of free information. It's one thing like I was saying too. It's a lot of free information. I do have a course. I have an ebook. We have an app for anybody who wants, you know, info on getting started. But you can also, you know, go through our page, piece stuff together. If you want to piece stuff together and get the game for free, it's really up to you. You know, just check it out.
We're ready, boy Dev Hall, Ep.2.